So I don't normally have a playlist for the witness, but when it came to Chris Mangena'S testimony, and he was part of the Oscar Pistorius case, and his testimony was pretty crucial to the decision, okay, whether he was guilty or not. So a little bird said to me, go right ahead, create a whole playlist and do a recap of Mangena'S testimony last year because it was over a year ago. There is no way we can remember all the nitty-gritty details. And so I went ahead and did that. And, it was a lot of work. It was a lot of work, a lot of editing. But the shock of my life this morning, right now, literally, when I heard the court, Judge Rata, and Baloyi disclose to us members of the public, aka YouTubers. I have to laugh. I have to laugh. I am so sorry. But to hear that the defense's ballistic expert watches YouTube and he noticed that the transcript was missing an hour and 30 minutes? What in the South Africa is going on over there in the Pretoria High Court? What an absolute embarrassment. Why is no one checking this during recess? Why is no one checking this on a daily basis? Why are they not checking the court record? We need an entire audit. We demand an audit because what? What do you mean the transcript is missing an hour and 30 minutes? Which part of the hour and 30 minutes? But if you missed my entire playlist, don't worry, okay? It is still up and it is available. Just go ahead. I'm going to link it somewhere in here. Click it. It is a 6-part series, okay, of Mangena. Starting from his qualifications, okay? And somebody said they laugh every time I say Mangena from the FBI. He did say that. He did say that. In part 1, I cover his qualifications, and he tells us, listen, I am FBI trained. And you know what? I did give his qualifications a little bit more weight than I did with Stain because he also holds a diploma from UNISA for police, blah, blah, blah. Okay? But for the court, the sheer embarrassment for Baloyi to stand there and say, well, we don't have the record, my lord. Can we please adjourn? Let me tell you something. If you're not already subscribed to Mzansi Unfiltered, you're going to miss out on stuff that even the court doesn't have. Listen, this is crazy. If you don't know what I'm talking about, let me just go ahead and give you a brief summary. So the court is actually right now as we speak, they're actually adjourned. They are adjourned so that the defense and Baloyi can listen to the transcript recordings because apparently an hour and 30 minutes is missing, and this was only discovered not by the defense team. And you know what? I stand with Judge Rata on what he said to the defense. How could they not have discovered this? How is it that Mr. Defense Ballistic Expert is the one who found it? And he found it because he probably knows some parts because he watches YouTube. Now, on that point, Mr. Ballistic Expert for the defense, I think he shouldn't have admitted that out loud. Why? Because now you seem biased. Now you seem tainted. Are you reading the comments on YouTube? Are you listening to my commentary? Do you know what I mean? Are you going to answer some of the questions that I asked in my videos? If you don't know the questions, guys, make sure you check out my playlist. But you know what? Just in case you missed it, because I know some people tell me they'll be at work so they don't catch the proceedings live, I'm going to play the clip of what just happened this morning. I am still shocked. But you already know the house rules here. Make sure you watch all the ads. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll bring you, of course, I'll bring you the highlights from today's trial. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on my next upload.
Then coming back, my lord, to the second issue that led to the delay in the commencement of the proceedings. When scouring through the record, we discovered that there are certain portions of Lieutenant Colonel Mangena'S evidence which are missing from the transcribed records that we have received. We have received 2 sets of transcribed records. The first set is for the 30th of August 2023, which goes from page 1 up to page 74. Then the second transcribed record that we received, it's for the one covering the 31st of August 2023. And in neither of these two sets of records is the evidence of Colonel Mangena contained that pertains in particular to the findings that he arrived at, the court charts that he had prepared. And our suggestion, my lord, after conferring with my colleagues, was that we listen to the recordings to see if those missing parts are indeed in the recording, and we can then take it from that point. I think we are all agreed that the missing parts are crucial for the purpose of cross-examination and for the witness, especially in light of the fact that it's been close to a year that he has given his evidence. We therefore suggest, my lord, that perhaps we should take a short adjournment so that we listen to the recordings, and will then apprise of the court of what is contained in the recordings.
Mr. Mzansi,
That is the arrangement at stage to stand later down to listen to the recordings.
As the court pleases, my lord, I do concur with my learned colleague about the arrangements, my lord.
As it is the court, my lord, I share the same sentiment.
As the court pleases, my lord, I share the same sentiment. That is the arrangement. Thank you.
let me just ask, it's normally not done. Colonel Mangena, do you have your notes? Mangani, sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry, Mangena. I used to play soccer with a guy called Sporo Mangena.
Sporo Mangena.
Sorry, yeah. Do you have your own notes?
Own notes on
The evidence you gave here?
The testimony that I got was the transcript from the
No, you're not listening. The evidence you gave viva voce, do you have your own notes?
No, I don't have notes.
How did you give your evidence without referring to documentation?
Unless I was referring to my statements when I was
Right.
giving evidence.
And what else did you use? Because they say there are charts missing.
The court charts that I prepared.
Don't
for
you
the
have copies
court.
of those?
I handed over the
So we have copies of those.
we have copies of that.
Have you gone over your evidence? Because it's, to be fair, it's a year that you last testified about this. Have you gone over your evidence?
I've gone over some of it, not all of it, my lord.
Hello?
Because I've gone over some of it, not all of it, because some of it is not, I didn't receive it.
When you say some of it, which you didn't receive?
The one that the advocate Baloyi was
Referring
talking
to?
about, I was referring to, yes.
It
Are
says
the ones that I
page is
have received.
missing.
The ones that are missing, I don't have them also.
And counsels, you don't keep your own notes, am I correct?
We do, my lord. Right?
Now, where are your notes? Like me,
Yes.
every day I come with a full step page. If you want me to, I can go and fetch all my notes from the first day. And I keep my notes. Yeah. So if he dies today, I'm sorry to say that. I will say, on the 8th of January 2000 and what have you, he testified and said this. And when counsels reconstruct evidence which is missing, they have recourse to their own notes. But it appears here we don't have the notes.
No, my lord. I think notes we do have.
Oh, so what's our problem then?
I think the challenge is when we're taking notes, we're taking them in a pre-key form. Like
Yes.
We don't write everything that he says.
You're right, what is important?
Yes, and what
That's
is important to me might not be important to Mr.
No,
Ramosipilli.
importance is
So I think
importance.
that's the challenge that we have, my lord. But all along, it has been a trajectory throughout, my lord, that if you put something to the witness, you specifically refer him to the court record in order not to mislead him and to also put the court in a situation where the court might not be able to understand what is happening.
Unfortunately, you are talking to a guy, I'm sorry to say this again, who's 50 years in this profession. When you instruct your ballistic expert. Now you can sit down.
Thank you, madam.
You get the record of the proceedings, of the evidence, of the ballistic evidence adduced by the state. Then you give it to your ballistic expert. And then you give your ballistic expert your client's version of what happened or could have happened. And then you say he must go and prepare on the basis of the notes which you have given him and the record of the proceeding. I can't see, it baffles me. How can you instruct a ballistic expert without getting his evidence? Because then you will realize that, oh, we don't have Mangena'S evidence. Then you start doing, because you had the whole year. But I'll say from Tuesday, you told me that you're going to be consulting with your expert on Friday. So it means you must have had Mangena'S evidence. Now we are coming back on Monday. We want to go and listen to the evidence. How did you instruct your, no, just sit down. How did you instruct your ballistic expert?
Should I have an input, my lord?
Yeah.
As the court pleases, my lord, indeed, that's the same procedure that the court is narrating. In preparation for the expert, we gave him this transcribed record, all the notes from the previous expert, from the test by Colonel Mangena. And then on Friday, when we consulted, it is the expert that told us, guys, the record that you gave me is missing because I've listened to YouTube. He listens to YouTube, my lord. And the court previously told Mr. Mgomezulu, YouTube is not a record for court purposes.
Yeah, because it's edited.
Yes. So he listened to YouTube and said, this is missing. And upon doing that, my lord, we followed up and realized that 1.5 hours of court transcription or the proceedings is missing from the record. Then we appraised my learned colleague, Advocate Baloyi, to do to that fact, my lord. So we did follow that procedure.
So you want to listen to this tape for how long? Because you are now saying it's 1.5 hours. I thought it was, you're going to listen to 15 minutes or 30 minutes at the most.
Yes, my lord. All that we want to check is whether the recording is there, not to listen to the whole recording, just to see if it's there. And if it's there, we'll then reconvene.
And if it is not there?
Well, if it's not there, my lord, we'll then have to think about plan B.
What's plan B?
But I think for now, let's check if it's there, and we'll then take it from there.
I can, I can't do it. Otherwise, I would say I'll give you my notes. Yes, that will surprise you, Mr.
I'm not surprised, my lord. My lord.
Because my notes record everything that happened in this court. Everything.
An issue, my lord, is not the personal notes of any of the counsels here. It's what's on record.
You know what, the JP is perturbed by this case. He actually remarks that he thinks I'm enjoying this case. That's why it's not finishing. That's his remarks. He wants this case to finish and be finalized, because this case affects some persons and they want to know how it finishes. Now we're coming back. The record is missing. We want to listen to it. Our notes, you record what is important and what is not important, you don't record. And Manganya comes and says, oh, you know what? I have everything except 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can't give evidence without what you say is missing.
I can give evidence.
You can give evidence. Okay, let's adjourn for 30 minutes. And then after that, you'll tell me what we do. Okay, 30 minutes.
And so there we go. And that is how this morning started. Another false start for the Senzo Meyiwa trial, which is honestly heartbreaking, disheartening, discouraging. And then Judge Rata goes on to talk about the JP and yeah. It's a lot. Like the comments that he makes sometimes, what does he expect anyone to do? To proceed without the notes? There was no other option. But I do agree with him. I I really agree with him. But I agree with him. Why did they not discover this earlier? Hmm? And it shouldn't be the defense's job to discover this. The court officers? Rose? Anybody? I don't know. I don't know how it works, but somebody else should have discovered this. But for an external expert to bring it up, that's just putting things on business and showing how much the state, or should I say state resources are lacking, insufficient, questionable. The case should be thrown out. Like, this is huge. I would love the JP to issue a statement. How about that? The JP that's out there asking all these questions to Rata, but not issuing out a statement. We want to hear from the JP. Can he do a press conference? Can he address the nation? Because we, the people, are tired. We have a lot of questions. Even if I go through the comment section right now, it is a lot. It's a lot. But anyway, that is it from me today. Thank you so much for watching. If you've made it this far in the video, you absolutely have my heart. You already know. We're just waiting for them to come back. It's been 30 minutes already. They're still not back. So I'm just going to finish editing this, upload it for those that are joining and not understanding what is going on. Where is the court? They said they were coming back on Monday. Somebody left me a comment yesterday and they said, "Oh, I've been away for a week. I hope I didn't miss much." And I'm like, "Oh, they don't even know. There was no court last week." So this was fun to edit. Let me know your thoughts on what just transpired this morning. Make sure you drop a 1 in the comment section if you believe South Africa is a whole movie. You know what? Let me just add a clip. Let me add that clip right here.